Sometimes the truth shows up in places we don't expect. Not in conversations, but in timelines, posts, likes, and quiet online behaviors that don't match the words we've been given. This episode explores a young man's uneasy tension that forms when someone's digital presence tells a different story than their voice does, creating a subtle but powerful kind of emotional dissonance. Through the lens of the Weathervane, we look at how these mixed signals create shifting winds, warm reassurance in private, cool distance in public, and the confusion of trying to reconcile two versions of the same person. We explore the instinct that notices the change, the discomfort that follows, and the courage it takes this young man to trust what you see, not just what you've been told. This session closes with a reflective moment to help you ground yourself, honor your intuition, and remember that alignment between words and actions isn't a luxury. It's a foundation. And you deserve a climate where the story stays consistent, no matter the platform. Their online presence tells one story. Their words tell another. You're left decoding digital breadcrumbs, trying to reconcile the public signals with the private reassurances. Your heart pauses for half a beat. That moment when a post, a like, or a comment doesn't match the story you've been told. Partners' social media behavior suggests interest in others and other things, while verbally affirming the relationship. The digital double take. Sometimes the truth glimmers in pixels, a flicker on a screen that makes your heart pause, as if it's reading a language your mind hasn't translated yet. Now, sit where you feel anchored. Breathe slowly. And notice familiar surroundings. The hush of a room like those you remember growing up. Bring to mind a specific social media moment that felt unsettling, like a photo, a lingering comment, the quickness of a thumbs up. Note visual details. The color of the screen, the timestamp, the small notification sound. Now, also recall times when your partner affirmed you in ways that felt genuine. Messages, shared photos, small private jokes. See both kinds of interactions as data. Data points, not final judgments. Imagine a small study with a desk. On it, place 3 envelopes labeled transparency, agreement, and respect. Open the transparency envelope and place facts inside. Screenshots, times, patterns you've observed. The agreement envelope holds a clear shared policy about what feels acceptable online. Respect contains reminders of each other's dignity. No public shaming. Private conversations first. Form a steady sentence. Certain online behaviors make me anxious. Can we create an agreement about what feels respectful to both of us? Say it slowly and feel grounding in your body. If anger or suspicion arises, set it aside for a moment. Seen, but not acted on immediately. Choose one practical step. Request a calm conversation with examples, not accusations. Propose specific online boundaries. No flirting. No secret accounts. Or suggest periodic check-ins about social media habits. Anchor with 3 sensory reminders. The tactile click of an envelope, fax. The visual of a signed agreement, commitment. And the steady weight of respect in your hands. Breathe. Feel the chair. And when you're ready, open your eyes briefly, carrying a request for clarity and mutual respect into the conversation. And as you piece together the mixed signals, you realize the Weathervane has been telling the story all along, spinning toward whatever direction offers the most attention, not the most honesty. And as you sit with that uneasy feeling, the one that rises when what you see online doesn't match what you hear in person, you begin to understand something important. Your intuition isn't dramatic. It isn't overreacting. It's responding to a shift in the wind. Because when someone's digital trail points in one direction while their words point in another, the Weathervane inside you notices. It turns. It tilts. It tries to make sense of the breeze. And you've probably spent more time than you realize trying to reconcile those two stories. Trying to convince yourself that the wind isn't really changing. But the truth is simple. Mixed signals are still signals. You don't have to assume the worst, but you also don't have to explain away what you're seeing. You don't have to shrink your discomfort or silence the part of you that knows when something feels off. The weather vane may spin with every gust of attention, but you're allowed to want alignment. Words that match actions. Public behavior that reflects private promises. A connection that doesn't require detective work. Let this be your reminder. You deserve clarity that doesn't flicker. You deserve honesty that doesn't depend on the platform. You deserve a relationship where the wind doesn't change the story. And you don't have to chase the breeze to prove it. Thank you for listening to Truth Talk. I'm Lindsay, your certified clinical hypnotherapist and certified hypnosis instructor. You've been listening to the series titled Fickle, the Weathervane Situation, number 7. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, honor your body. Be kind to your mind. And embrace your free spirit. And remember, calm is your comeback.